Today I have the Soundcore Trance Bluetooth speaker. It's the largest and most powerful Bluetooth speaker that I've tested at 80 watts, about 50 RMS, and it says it'll go up to 101 decibels of sound. This is designed primarily as a party speaker, so it has a lot of LEDs that you can see here, and you can even play games with it on the Soundcore app. Thanks to Anchor for sending this to me to look at and review, and if you're not already following me on social media, I'll leave links to those below. So here is the box that it comes in. This is a retail box to me. It's large. It goes over all the features. It shows that it's party proof, shows it's submersed in water. It's fully IPX7 water rated. It's got that stereo pairing. It shows a bunch of people here playing with it next to a pool. Same type of thing on that side. And I will kind of touch on this information on the back here. What's in the box, you get the speaker itself and the AC adapter, and you download the app on your Android or your Apple. So you got 80 watts, it's got that bass up, 18 hours of playback time, you can charge your devices with it, waterproof, it's got that beat-driven light show, Soundcore app, indoor outdoor modes. It can pair with two phones, and it's got wireless pairing mode, so it'll pair with two speakers if you have them. So here is the speaker itself. It's quite large. Here it is next to a normal size US pop can. You can see it's a big speaker. It's 13.5 inches tall, roughly 7 inches square in footprint there. The front here has a metal grill to protect the internal speakers here. You've got one tweeter up here at the top, and it looks like you've got another tweeter down here at the bottom, but this is just a reproduction. There's no actual speaker there. The tweeter's about 1.5 inches in diameter, and the woofer here is in the middle, and it's hard to see, and I'll see if I can get a picture of that better. It's about 5 inches in diameter, and this is pretty heavy at 8.5 pounds. You've got your LED lights here at the top and the bottom, and these are both multicolor. This blue is kind of its default, and I like the blue, so that's where I've left it. You've got all your controls here at the top. You've got power, Bluetooth. This is the button to switch between your input sources with different phones. You've got forward and reverse, volume up and down, and the Soundcore button here to kind of play pause. You've got your light show button to cycle through the modes if you want, and your bass up. It does have some rubber feet to help keep it isolated here, which is nice. And you do have this carrying handle. It's kind of a TPU leather, which is nice, and you can remove these with T12 screws if you want. On the back here, charging port and access cover. This is a large port for not a whole lot in it. You've got your DC in for charging. You've got your USB out that you can use to charge other devices, and you've got your aux in. And this doesn't come with any cables for USB or aux. The only thing it comes with is the charger. So with a speaker this large and was designed to be a party speaker, I had the expectations for sound quality here. And the short answer is it's a little bit disappointing. Due to it being winter and super cold, I did most of my testing indoors in a large room with vaulted ceilings. And I'll insert a sound clip here of what it sounds like. But I'd make a few notes here first. First, this isn't an audiophile speaker. It's fine, but it's not exceptionally clear, especially at higher volumes. When you're listening critically, I can tell a difference here. If it was background music at a party or something like that, you'd never notice, and it's just fine for those types of things. On all my Soundcore speakers, I leave that bass up technology turned on, no matter if it's YouTube or just some tunes, and here is no different, and I recommend you do that. Bass was decent, but I was expecting more given the size of the speaker and the weight, keeping in mind that this only has a 5-inch woofer. Again, if you're out in the yard at dinner, which is how they advertise it, it's fine, but you won't make the mistake that you're at a club with this, and the mids and lows are just not super strong. Total power here is advertised at 80 watts, but it's important to keep in mind this is peak power. Real power is quoted at 50 watts RMS, and I didn't notice any lag with the videos I watched on my Android or iPad with the speaker. The speaker does support the true wireless technology, meaning you can pair 2 trance speakers together if you'd like. You've also got this option to pair 2 devices, letting you pair 2, like a phone and a tablet at the same time, or 2 friends' phones when you're playing music at your party. You can only play music through 1 device at a time. And to switch, you have to press that button on the top to switch your inputs. So here is the Soundcore app, and I've got it set up for the trance already here, and I'll pull it off the side so you can kind of see. But you've got a variety of things you can do. You can play and pause your music here if you want. You can adjust the volume. You've got your indoor and outdoor modes, which I'll talk a little bit more about. Those 2 EQ settings, outdoor gives you a little bit more bass, and indoor kind of EQs it so it's a little bit less bass, a little bit less boomy. Not a big difference. You can turn the bass up on and off independent of those as well. But let's talk about the lights here. So in some modes you've got the sound active lights. I've got the speaker pretty low here in volume, so you can hopefully hear me okay. But below each option you can choose colors, and Party only has just a couple color options, but most others have more. So you've got rainbow, breathe, which kind of just slowly fades in and out. Actually a great mix for the song that's on right now. And you can pick what color you want. And hopefully those come through okay on my video. I like the red, I like the blue. You've got mystery, where it just kind of is random and does whatever. You've got run, where it just kind of cycles in a circle. And you've got colorful, which fades in and out of all types of different colors. And you can turn the lights off if you wish, and that does stay off. Your app also has a couple features here. You've got the DJ mode, which I'll go into. This is a little interesting here. You can see I can kind of poke it here, and this works better when you are playing music. You get a little bit more feature, but for the purpose of the review, I'll just do it like this. So it's calling these belt lights, and you can see I can tap it and it turns whatever color I want. I can pick a color and it'll change that color, and you can kind of scratch it and it goes around the circle. I don't know. To me, it's a little bit gimmicky. I don't really see using this to actually sit here and scratch or do anything. Kind of goofy. And that kind of goes along the lines of these sounds. So you can press the buttons here and it'll play your sound. So you're playing music and you want to insert a scratch sound, you press it and it does that. So you can see they're kind of weird, and you've got more options if you click the library. So I can click scratch. I can go over to scratch here and I can click it. You've got a radio sound, you've got a kick, space.
Get ready.
Then you've got these DJ modes, and there's a few of these that are a little weird. You've got, this just says DJ, but it's a very quiet voice. It's not very animated.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You've got a scream that sounds more like a horror show than really excited.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, your DJ.
Then you've got different sounds here, beats you can play. But these are so short, I just don't see them as very practical, even if you like some of these. So I just don't know what you're actually going to use these for practically. The last thing to talk about is the games that you can play on here. There's 3 games. You've got Truth or Dare, Spin the Bottle, and Categories. And Categories does the most, so that's what I'm going to show you. You press the button and it makes noise, the lights flash, and it gives you a question, and you're supposed to name 2 movies in 5 seconds here. Next turn, you play again. Player 1's playing, you reveal the question, and name 3 TV shows. Go. I can see this kind of being a little bit fun. The other 2 are okay, very, very similar. I don't love that it plays the music every single time, and you can't change that. I think it'd get annoying if you're playing music through the speaker anyways. So it's an extra feature, but I don't see a ton of use for it myself. Here is your power charger that comes with the Soundcore speaker. It's got US plugs. It looks like a laptop charger, and it's a barrel connector here. It's a pretty powerful connector. It's about 45 watt charger, but the speaker doesn't need all that and doesn't use most of it. It's got an internal 4900 milliamp hour battery, and that's smaller than the Motion Boom that I looked at last week, but still it's quoted for 18 hours of playback time. The volume level, bass up, and the use of the lights will change all this, and in my testing it's easy to get 8 to 10 hours of playback at full volume with the lights and bass up turned on in my experience. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't come with a USB-C charger though, given the price here. I think that would have made this a little bit nicer. This would easily be able to charge with like one of Anker's 20 watt chargers features in about the same amount of time, 4 to 5 hours, since that's only a 4900 milliamp hour battery. You'd also be able to easily charge other devices like your phones and tablets and not have to have more than one cable. So I think that's a bit of a miss for Anker. So my conclusion is the Soundcore Trance is an interesting speaker. While the speaker itself is decent, I was left wanting more from the sound quality, especially in terms of clarity, mids, and low frequencies. It's loud and gets pretty good battery life, all while being IPX7 water rated. For me, the lights are nice, but the extra games and DJ modes are features I don't see myself using and not really providing extra value for me. While the battery life is great, it's a little bit disappointing they went with a little bit smaller battery here than the less expensive Soundcore Motion Boom that I reviewed last week, and that barrel charging connector is disappointing too, given the price here and the size of the battery. I wish they would have went with USB-C. So let me know what you think of the Soundcore Trance Bluetooth speaker in the comments below. Is it a banger or is it a little bit more of a dud? As always, thanks for watching these reviews. Like, subscribe, and share. Really does help this channel, and I'll catch you on the next review of a great flashlight next week.